So when we were putting together the conference, it became clear that some of the faces that were part of the first one may not be a part of this one. And it really struck me that there were a core group of us, including these folks here, that were part of the Meishan from the beginning. And that this was the moment to stop and plant that flag and say, you know, these are our founding members. These are the ones that were early in, that are still in the game, and are making a huge difference in the Meishan community from the point that they started to where we are today. So I wanted to just stop and acknowledge the 8 founding members that are still actively supporting the Meishan today. Would you like to introduce the first and oldest founding member? Here, introduce her.
Our first founding member is Laura Jensen.
Oh, thank you.
Laura Jensen worked side by side with Rico in the very early days. So even before becoming president, she was so very instrumental in the formation of the NDA.
Yes, thank you. Who's next?
Smart.
You want to do that one, or you want to pass it down, or you want to just keep rotating through them? We've said their name.
They are not here, but Colin and Ariana Smorensky, they are in, that is Lion.
Lauren Lyon.
Lauren Lyon in Maine. Yes.
I'm really glad they're not here because Colin and I, being in opposite corners, have frequently chatted. Thank goodness for social media.
Yep.
So when I got a guilt from Roaring Lion stock by way of James, who brought it to me from Muriel, and we connected the corners, that kind of just felt like so. I would love to get a picture and send it to him and be like, I got the part.
All right.
We do. We chat quite a bit on.
There's Colin. All right, who's next? Anybody feel like reading? Cheryl wrote us a little.
I would love to talk about Cheryl.
That's very fitting.
So when I talked about driving to Kalispell, Montana on the 3rd of January in 2020 to pick up 2 gilts, they were from Cheryl Eagle Woman. And she was the only breeder anywhere in the Western United States, any certified breeder. And she was an incredible person to get to know early on. So Domestic is the name of her farm. Domestic Meifang and Ayla are our 2 sows from her, and Domestic Meifang is the sow that had the litter of 22 piglets, and that was from Cheryl. So Cheryl says, hi everyone. First, I'd like to thank Laura for her tremendous efforts in saving the Meishan. I also want to applaud Rico Silvera for making the huge effort to get this movement rolling. In 2017, I came across a post on Facebook from God's Blessings Farm announcing Rico's efforts to save the breed. I was fascinated, and with help from some friends, acquired the $2,000 to purchase a breeding pair, 100% foundation, which I still have. At the time, I would become the only certified breeder west of the Mississippi River. It has been a blessing to see so much growth and advancement in securing the viability of the breed. In 2019, I relocated my entire farm 2 states away, and it has been a bittersweet transition as I had to put my breeding program on hold while I rebuilt. I lost my place. But not before I was able to provide amazing stock to Elemental Farms. They have surpassed all expectations in helping save this breed. I also applaud them. I want to encourage all of you in your journey with the Meishan. It calls for conviction, determination, tears, laughter, and often cuss words. Yes. Stand strong. Farming and raising livestock is not for the faint of heart. Know in times of despair that the clouds will clear, the sun will return, and that Laura, myself, and all who strive in this endeavor have your back. You got it.
The next people are actually our hosts this evening.
And they couldn't be here. So Wendy has been sick. You haven't seen her.
Not Wendy.
And then Kevin, Katie was sick, and then Kevin needed to run check on her. So.
They were some of the first people I met in the association. She didn't necessarily mention, but prior to Laura taking over in 2020, it was like we were on our own desert islands, didn't interact a lot. The Kellys were some of the first people I reached out to. This is probably my third or fourth time here. They've been out to my place. Incredibly good people and gracious us.
Okay. Tracy says I have to do the next one. I don't know that I can.
You got it.
For me, if there's anyone that's had a greater impact on our farm and our breeding efforts other than Laura, it's Wendy Palmer. And I know that we all miss her, and some of us never even got to meet her face to face. But her generosity of spirit, her desire to share and educate and uphold and lift up, I think really helped to shore up who we are as a membership body today. And it's in gratitude that we all thank Wendy for her efforts and her dedication, and just send our thoughts to Jim.
Yes.
Wendy Palmer, member since December 2017, Bartow, Georgia. We all miss Wendy dearly since her passing on August 28th of this year. She certainly left her mark on the Meishan. Imperial hogs are found all across the country and in many pedigrees.
So as I talked about us being on a desert island, Rhonda Salge was one of the other first people that I really reached out to and really contacted. She struggled with a lot of health issues, so it's been really difficult for her. You know, this was kind of a retirement project for her, but it's something that she's just incredibly passionate about. I mean, that data that I had in my presentation on the feed efficiency, that came from her. She was also one of the most difficult people I've ever sold pigs to, and I say that with nothing but respect. You know, she had this really massive boar that, you know, his offspring has been the foundation of my breeding stock. And so he injured her first gilt. And so when she bought us out from me, it was like, I want pictures from the side, I want pictures from behind, I want video of her walking, I want video of her walking from the other angle. But at the same time, it was her being that picky about her breeding stock that is why she produced such good breeding stock. And despite her having a small scale and a lot of limitations, just did incredible work as a breeder, despite the lack of resources.
All right, I think I can get the next two. Stay up here if you would. Look who's next, head of research. So I took this Meishan thing over, and if y'all can't tell, I'm a salesperson. I can market things, I can figure out the business side of things, and then people start asking me about feed conversion and sciencey things, and I'm like, Jonathan. It didn't take me long to realize that Jonathan had to be a part of this on a higher level. So I was thrilled when you accepted the role of head of research for the American Meishan Breeders Association. You have been in it. Yeah, I remember when your island was over there, we didn't talk a whole lot, but I kind of knew about you because of Rico. So yeah, thank you, Jonathan, for all you've done for the Meishan Zoo District. Our last founding member, Rebecca Thompson. So this chick, she just called me one day out of the blue, and she's like, I want to fly you out here. I want you to teach the master class. I want you to help me build this Meishan thing. And at first, I'm like, I'm being punked. I mean, what is this? and then she kept calling me and kept talking to me about it. And finally, I said, okay, sure, let's do it. Why not? And from there, we've just been friends. When there's been troubles with the Meishan, either way, you know, just general things that happens in life, we reach out, we talk, we connect. And it has been such a privilege for me to watch your program grow and thrive from the point that we met to where you are now. You said, what, 120 pigs? Yeah, well done, well done. So thank you for all you've done for the Meishan. You are, what were we calling her the other day, the West Coast? The big dog on the West Coast. That's it, that's what Elemental has become. So again, thank you very much for all you've done.
Aw.